Hey everybody, happy October. And I'm recording this today on October 6th, which is also the fall harvest supermoon. Could also fall on the 7th if you are in the UK or in other parts of the country. But here in the United States, it is today October 6th, the fall harvest supermoon, which supermoon means that the moon is the closest to the earth. And I'm sure you have seen it this time of year. I love the moon this time of year where it just is so big in the sky and just glowing. But the whole point of bringing up the full moon that is today and tomorrow is usually I just do a one card reading for all of you for the week ahead. But again, like I think it's been the last 2 weeks, I've actually pulled two cards. I'm just feeling the call to pull an additional card for you as well. So I hope you will enjoy that. So we are going to start with the animal wisdom. But I'm kind of doing this reading really in conjunction with the full moon because the energies of the full moon last a good 2, 3, 4 days afterwards. We're still in that energy. So this will be the reading for the week as well. So just a little bit about this full moon. It is in the sign of Aries. And the Aries archetype is all about being bold and taking action. It's the first sign of the zodiac. And actually, that is my ascending sign. If you know where your ascending sign is, mine is in Aries and in the first house of self mastery. It's also the core of our journey here on Earth. That's the archetype of Aries. And it asks us to let go of fear, to march to the beat of our own drum. That is definitely me. I don't like to do things the way everybody else does things. And embody innate trust. That's a tough one sometimes, right? I know it's tough for me is to really trust life sometimes, but that is all encompassed in the sign of Aries, which is the full moon is in Aries right now. So some reflection for all of us to do with all those different areas in life and what that archetype is all about. So the question I thought I would ask is what is supporting us on our journey as we continue to move forward. You know, really thinking about the Aries archetype and that we're in this full moon energy. And before I pull the cards, I just wanted to share something that I do that maybe it's something you want to do as well. I really love working with the energies of the full moon and the new moon. Probably because of how my birthday lands, I am definitely a moon child with my zodiac sign being in Cancer. But I created this journal where I do readings for myself, just general readings, but when it's full moon or new moon, I like to have a special journal. That actually, I just started this. I used to keep it all in one journal. But the idea came to me, and I really want to share this with you because I was so excited about it, and maybe this will spark something in you too. Wolf is my spirit guide, and I have this on the back. But anyways, Melanie Reinhardt, I just love her. She's an astrologer. If you've never heard of her, check her out. I really adore and love her work. But she had suggested this in an interview I was listening to where I do an oracle reading for myself, but then I also look at the archetype of the full moon and the new moon. And then I just, I research that and take notes on that to include in my journal. And then I also am practicing, because I love astrology, I am practicing drawing the glyphs for each of those. And yeah, this is just where I do my reflecting and pulling cards, and I just have a special journal for that. So maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe maybe you just want to create a journal when I do these weekly readings, and note the cards that I pull, and then pull extra cards for yourself if you feel called to for a time of reflection and journaling. So I just wanted to offer that as a little helpful thing if that's something you would like to do as well. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm so grateful that Melanie talked about that and just a little extra something to what I already do that is really bringing me joy and bringing me actually extra insight and depth of layers of depth, which I really appreciate. Okay, so what supports us on our journey as we are in the full moon energy and in the archetype of Aries? Again, it's all about action, letting go of fear, and marching to the beat of our own drum. So this was a perfect animal to be our guide for this week, which is horse and empowerment. Because of course we have to step into our power. And how do we step into our power? Sometimes that means taking bold action, doing something that we are afraid to do. And really, for me, it's been something that I started a couple months ago, was doing these weekly readings instead of just doing them once a month. I was really nervous about doing that, but I decided to take action and do these readings. And so I hope you are finding them helpful, because I'm really enjoying doing them. So, yeah, really, horse is such an amazing, strong, sensitive animal. And how can we embody the power and the sensitivity of horse as we move forward on our spiritual journeys here on earth? And I really love this paragraph from my guidebook that I'm going to share with you. And that horse reminds you the magic resides within you. There is no set of rules to follow, only what feels in alignment with your heart. This is the wisdom that has been with you all along. You were born empowered. I think we forget that. I know I forget that sometimes. But you were born empowered and always have the choice to embody freedom without the restraints of past hurts and emotional pain. That's where we get stuck, is those past hurts and emotional pain. That can keep us in this loop that goes round and round and round. So it's really important. And it's reminding me, horse was a very big part of my healing journey a couple years ago, to help me move through some emotional pain I had carried with me for a very long time. So tapping into the energy of horse, that no matter what has happened to us in our lives, we can step into our power and we can be who we authentically are. So I pulled another card from the Wisdom of the Oracle to go with horse. And it is, I pulled it upside down. I'll share that with you in just a moment. But just so you can see it right side up, the Thinker card. And this is number 44 in the deck. But I pulled it in reverse, which in this deck means protection, which means this is just an extra nudge from Spirit that really wants you to pay attention. So as we think about stepping into this Aries archetype, taking action, being who we authentically are during the energies of this fall harvest supermoon, what one action step can we take as we continue on our journeys? You know, what area in your life do you really need to take a step forward on something, but you've been kind of hesitating? So the Thinker is saying to us in protection is not to overthink, because sometimes that prevents us from taking action. Sometimes by taking action, then the rest unfolds on how we should move forward. So don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. This is something I can sometimes get stuck in, so I understand this one well. Maybe you do too. And this is really calling for us, because it's in reverse, in protection, that sometimes we try to solve something from our minds and logically, but with the card being in protection, it's really asking us to drop into our right brain, our creative brain, and just allow things to unfold instead of trying to make them happen or overthink them. And there was one other, so the card is number 44. And numerology, you would take 44 and add those two numbers together, which would be the number 8. And 8 is all about leadership. So I felt that just really fits in perfectly with we're being asked to take action on something in our life. And trust, let go of fear, march to the beat of who you really are, and just see where it takes you. right? Just see where it takes you. So that is the reading for the week. I hope it is helpful. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. Enjoy the full moon, and I will see you again next week. All right, everybody, take good care. Bye bye.